Rachel loved the feel of the wind in her hair as she jogged through the forest. Sunlight dappled the path, birds sang, squirrels chattered from high branches. She felt happy and free. Today, Rachel decided to explore a part of the woods she'd never seen before. She came to a fork in the path. The left path was familiar. The right path was new. Rachel hesitated only a moment before choosing the path to the right. The path beneath her feet was soft with pine needles. The air grew colder. The woods became eerily silent. Even the birds had stopped singing. Rachel felt a shiver run down her spine, and it wasn't from the cold. She stopped at a giant oak tree, its branches twisted and gnarled. There, carved into the trunk, was a symbol. It looked ancient and felt menacing. Rachel backed away, her heart pounding. She picked up her pace, her breath coming in ragged gasps. The forest seemed to press in on her, the trees closing ranks like sentinels guarding a dark secret. She stumbled over roots and rocks, her eyes darting from side to side. There in the distance she saw a figure. Was it a person? Hope surged through her. "Hello, can you help me?" Rachel called out, her voice trembling. The figure turned and Rachel gasped. Hidden in the shadows of the trees was a tall figure in a long, dark cloak. Its face was hidden in the hood. It didn't speak. It just stood there, watching her. Rachel's blood ran cold. She knew, with a certainty that chilled her to the bone, that she was in terrible danger. She turned and ran faster than she'd ever run before, branches whipping at her face, her lungs burning, but the figure didn't pursue. It just stood there, unmoving, its presence a suffocating weight on her back. Rachel didn't stop running until she burst out of the woods, back onto the familiar path. She collapsed on the ground, gasping for breath, her body shaking with terror. The next morning, a search party found Rachel curled up at the base of the giant oak tree, her eyes wide with terror, her clothes torn and her face pale. She was shivering uncontrollably, unable to speak. They wrapped her in a blanket and rushed her to the hospital. When they asked her what had happened, Rachel could only shake her head. She couldn't bring herself to tell them about the shadowy figure, about the feeling of dread that still clung to her like a shroud. Some things, Rachel realized, were better left unsaid. The memory of that day, of the chilling encounter in the woods, would forever haunt her dreams, and the path to the right, that would remain forever untrodden.